Hi, and welcome to The Current, a show produced entirely by SFCC journalism students. I'm Riley Armstrong.
And I'm Nate Dunnigan. At roughly 10:26 on April 17th, the SFCC journalism department was vandalized by an unknown perpetrator.
Let's join in with these student journalists to see how they're responding to the situation.
On the evening of May 6th, campus security responded to a break-in on the Spokane Falls campus. An unknown perpetrator put a rock through a media lab window. As the current staff, we wanted to find more information.
Currently what they're saying is that someone broke in through the window and proceeded to light my office on fire.
The arson was the first, when damage to a building since I've been here on our campus. So that by itself made it unusual. So to answer your question, it was an unusual occurrence, an unusual crime to have that. We don't have a lot of arsons on campus. Unfortunately, theft is probably our most common crime on campus. So that would go to the other extreme where it's not unusual. The opposite of that is we have a lot of unusual incidents.
We asked students what areas of campus they are concerned about.
Personally, it's fine for me. It's just like the parking lot.
I just don't get why security hasn't stepped up, gotten cameras, gotten alarm systems for the window. We have a lot of expensive equipment here in the newsroom.
We can spend an unlimited amount of money on campus safety, but the reality of it is in budgetary times we have to balance the need to provide an educational process here or opportunities based on campus safety. And for us to do it with unlimited funds, it would literally cost the campus millions and millions of dollars to put cameras up to cover every bit of this campus.
The Spokane Fire Department works directly with campus safety.
Them into our system, so your security guards are tied into our computer-aided dispatch at the fire department. So when there's an emergency anywhere on your property that is SFCC or SCCs, they get notified as a heads up the exact same time that our fire apparatus are being notified.
We're just very grateful that the damage was minimal, that we're able to help students continue their learning and create that space, replace the equipment. As with anything, it could have been so much worse, and we're just very, very pleased that everything is going to be functional probably tomorrow.
Students had mixed reactions to security's efficiency.
Do you feel safe on campus?
Yes, I do, especially knowing that there's 24-hour security out here.
I'm Cole Shirley.
I'm Jay Scully.
I've noticed the campus security around, and it seems like they're pretty vigilant.
They probably should focus more on what's going on around the school with activity, more than giving out parking tickets.
But just to clarify, 8,000 tickets, I think that was it just for our campus in 2 years, so 4,000 per year? Right. Yeah. The other thing that I'd like to add is that just when I was looking at your numbers, looking at the number of tickets we write and estimating about the number of cars that park in here, do you realize that 99%, 98% of the people actually comply? So the tickets that you talk about is 2%.
DeMello gave us key advice to preventing crimes on campus.
Well, it's particular to the crime, but for us, report it. If you see something, report something. Report it. Call us up. We would much rather have know about it, know about something, and respond, and it turn out to be nothing, to not know about it, and then we respond after the fact. That's what we would prefer to do.
We hope to follow this story with a solved case in a secure newsroom.
A new public art space is open in downtown Spokane called Ink.
Reporter Connor Moltergatti visited the scene firsthand to get the story.
Tucked away on West Sprague is a new youth-focused community arts center, Ink Art Space, that is getting ready to open its doors to Spokane this summer. I met with one of Ink's founders to get the scoop.
My name is Bess Butterworth. I am the executive director of Ink Art Space. Ink Art Space is a community endeavor that basically provides workshops for middle school and high school students in art and writing. And eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to incorporate dance and music as well. Ink was an idea that Jess Walter and Dan Spalding collaborated on. Basically, they discovered that Spokane really needs a place where kids can come and feel safe to be themselves and to create and to do the art that they're so passionate about.
Ink Art Space is a nonprofit organization receiving its funding from community members and other local sources.
With things changing in the public school system, art is no longer really something that is valued, it seems. So, especially that age range, they're all about making art. It's self-expression. That's the time of their lives that they're trying to figure out the human condition, essentially. So this is the front storefront area where we will have art on the walls and hopefully at some point a screen printing setup. This is where people will monitor the space and check kids in. And then in here is our main classroom. And this is where students will have their classes and we'll have workshops. Stage here in the corner, which can be put down and taken up. And part of the idea of this space is to really make it as fluid and collapsible as possible so that pretty much anything can happen in here. I hope that Ink can generate this, or be this catalyst for young people creating and understanding that their art is worth something, their art, their voice, their perspective is worth the attention of the people of Spokane.
If you are interested in Ink Art Space and its classes, visit them at their website at inkspokane.org.
Seems like a pretty interesting location, Connor. It's time again for SFCC's International Film Festival.
That's right, it is. So we sent our reporter Tu Nguyen out there to get the scoop.
Very excited. I think they'll be very good movies. I would like to come for all of them that's coming out on Tuesdays, you know, for the next, I believe, a month or so.
Well, I just think that it's a really good opportunity for all of the students and they should come out. It's a free movie. You get to see lots of different cultures and lots of different people.
For the 9th year, SFCC International Film Festival again brings movies from around the world to Spokane's Garland Theater. As usual, the 5-week event offers free entrance for students and staff from community colleges of Spokane.
There are several people from my department and from a couple other departments, and we get together back in the fall, as early as October, to decide which films we are going to choose for this event that happens in April and May. And we do usually show a French film, so that's in our categories. We have a French film, Spanish, we have usually a film that is from China or Japan, and there's always a film that deals with LGBTQA issues.
Last year, over 1,300 people attended the festival. In that number, 35% weren't from CCS. Each ticket is $4.50. The money from these tickets will be used to fund next year's film festival.
There are different student clubs that have helped out financially, and that's been the case in years past. Student clubs give a very generous donation because it costs quite a bit of money to have the rights to show a film. We have enough paying customers that also are paying for their tickets, and that goes back into the budget that we need to use to buy the film rights to show at the Garland for the next year. But it really comes down to the student clubs. Without student club support, I don't know that we could make this a free event.
Thank you, Tu. Next, we take a look at the neighborhoods in Spokane that offer our city precious character in our neighborhood spotlight on the Hilliard District.
In 1892, Hilliard was established as a rail yard. Since then, it's grown into one of Spokane's featured neighborhoods. Let's take a look on how it's grown. Due to Hilliard's historic roots housing decades of railroad workers, it acquired a rough reputation. But the people and businesses that populate the neighborhood now are working hard to turn the area around and put an end to the negative connotations.
I love this neighborhood. I love historic Hilliard because of the quirky and cute and fun businesses that are here. But I think most importantly is the sense of community in Hilliard. People take so much pride in Hilliard. They call it Hilliard Pride.
Hilliard actually was a town before Spokane. I mean, the reason there is a Spokane is because of the railroads. The unique thing about it now is that there's still some buildings left, and like this building, we're trying slowly to get them all on the historic registry. This business district is a historic district.
All of the merchants are working together to try and bring this up and give people a pleasant experience. So when they come to Hilliard, there's a number of different things that they can come see and do.
And that's exactly what the Good Stuff business owner, Richard Burris, is trying to do.
So what I did is I actually tracked down people that have their own specialty. Susan Eggson, for example, hand makes her jewelry. The Hilliard Box Company, and that's really the Reverend at the Crestline Baptist Church. One of the things I'm particularly pleased with is the Inland Outlook Photo Club. They have that entire section there.
So next time you're looking to get in touch with Spokane's roots or check out some unique shops, consider taking a stroll through Hilliard.
Coming up next, I went live in the studio with student rapper Destiny to give her a chance to showcase her lyrics and tell us why she does what she does.
Okay, welcome to the first SFCC Cypher. I'm your host, Nate Dunnigan, aka Maestrodamus, and here with me is our first spitter, Destiny.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So tell me a little bit about like your flow and where you're coming from.
I've always been a little bit of a poet, I guess you could say, and in 2005 or between 2005 and 2007, a friend was shot, gangbang affiliation stuff, and that inspired me to take my poetry from poetry to rapping bars and 16s, and because he wanted to do it, and since his life was cut short by wrong causes and drama, I figured I'd try to pick up leave a little legacy for him.
So the reason that you started rapping was because someone else didn't get to live out their dream of it.
Yes, pretty much. And then the first time I heard my voice on the mic, it was just like, I don't know if you guys seen Hustle and Flow, but I felt exactly like she did when she heard her. I mean, that's exactly, if you ain't seen Hustle and Flow with Terrence Howard, check it out. 3 years ago, I was like secular, more worldly rap, and there's just so much hate and drama and tension, and instead of love and congratulating, we're all trying to do the same thing, make it to the top. There's so much hate and drama. It's like a race to the bottom in that genre. So I'm converting to gospel rap. So that's been definitely opening some doors for me, and hopefully, God willing, it'll take me somewhere.
Called and confirmed, so let his gospel burn through your veins and your blood, his holy word. With a passion that's true when the flame just sparks. Now the love of Jesus overflowing out of your heart. We're all called and confirmed, so let his gospel burn through your veins and your blood, his holy word. With the passion that's true when the flame just sparks. Now the love of Jesus overflowing out of your heart. Been sanctified, so now it's time to start living. God didn't set you apart so you could practice a religion. See, it's more than just that, it's a relationship. You gotta think, walk and talk as Jesus did day after day. Choose righteousness in this broken world to share a piece of Christ with the lifeless. See, there's more for you than sitting in a pew. You gotta receive this gospel, but you gotta give it back to.
You perform in town, or?
Yes, I do a lot of performing. I just performed at Bumpers. There used to be players and spectators. Got paid and got a little $100 back massage and drinks and food on the house. So I'm like, like I said, this gospel thing is flipped around, and ever since that, doors are opening and I'm seeing things I never would have seen in the other side, So It's real tight. I like it.
This is Destiny. This is Nate Dunnigan. And you're watching The Current.
Nice.
Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have.
But from all of us at the SFCC Journalism Department,
stay current, Spokane.